Yeah, I'm very excited today to cast this with you. I haven't improved much, unfortunately, because I haven't been playing that much. But we have you, and I'm sure you've improved a lot as well yourself. And we have you to evaluate for us.
I tried at least, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you did great. And yeah, we don't have any AI evaluation today because we need to like get clearance from chess.com or like we need to use like a especially featured by chess.com, and we didn't have time to sort that out. So we're just gonna rely on you for our evaluations. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, I think that's not going to be too exact, but generally speaking, I should have a broad idea of what's going on.
I mean, there's no one better, so.
Well, I actually just finished playing Freestyle Friday, so that's why I'm a bit.
Oh, how did you do?
Took quite a long. Actually, won that one.
Oh, you won the whole thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
But, okay, Magnus didn't play this time.
You would have crushed him too.
Oh.
The tournament's already started, by the way.
Okay. Nice.
So we can watch whatever game we want. I mean, we can hop whatever you want, whatever you're interested in. Maybe we should start with Serral, just because he's our boy.
This time it's Swiss, right? So every game is.
Yep. Hello, Estrella. Estrella is the winner of last time, so he's also participating. Let's see if he can do it twice. We see the accelerated London system again from Serral versus Showtime. So I'm not that familiar with. I know it's a very famous opening, but I don't know that much about the London. But
I mean, for us, it's called Jobava London. That's what I.
And what do you think of the players? Like, do you think they've understand the theory here based on what you're seeing?
Yeah, decently. I think normally, like e3 c5, white can already take on c5. That is like maybe posing the biggest trouble, but I mean, so far both sides have been developing their pieces nicely, and yeah, I think it's still very much a normal position.
Okay, that's good. One of our players is I got a buy, I guess. I don't know what's going on with Estrella. I'm a bit confused. Maybe. Huh. I have to be an admin at the same time. So Estrella is not playing round one, but is he playing? I'm not sure if he gets to play at all. I'm confused.
But do you have a fixed amount of 5 rounds? You said for that. Okay.
Oh, it's 5 rounds. Oh, whatever. I thought it was 6, but
Like when I clicked on tournament, it said 1 out of 5.
yeah, it's 5. I don't know. I thought I set it as 6, but maybe like it automatically does 5. But that's fine, I guess. We'll just have a short tournament here. Yeah, pretty standard game from Serral and Showtime. Nothing too exciting yet, I feel like. Just developing.
Queen v6 is interesting.
So he should probably just defend his pawn here on b2, or is there something else he can try? Maybe just capture as well with on the
Yeah, I think
pawn?
you shouldn't really try to defend that one. You don't need to. I think you can just castle, to be honest, and threaten knight a4. I mean, I don't really. I mean, okay, castle. He will go cd, but it's very risky. I mean, we already used the tempo for a6 to block knight b5, and to use 2 more tempi to take that pawn is like I wouldn't feel like that's such a good idea. Let's say we go castle, cd. Can you put lines or?
Yeah, I have the lines. I'm trying my best to follow along here. So castle's in the CD. Yeah. Capture pawn captures. ED. Okay, he goes rook here.
Queen b2. Yeah, I mean that's the normal move, but I think he could have afforded not to do it.
Just defends the pawn very like the most obvious move, I guess, but Showtime putting on like more pressure here with his bishop.
Yeah, I mean, I think actually after castle, white would have had a quite nice position already because, you know, this knight a4 move is annoying to stop, but yeah, certainly now he should castle. I mean, knight a4 for now, there's always queen a5, so it's not that great, I guess. And then we have to go back.
Knight a4. So he's definitely castle now. Okay. Okay, just castles. Good move. Showtime just play another chill move.
Yeah, now you see how great it would have been if he hadn't used the tempo for rook b1, right? Because then bishop f5 and e6 wouldn't have come. So either you have to block your bishop by playing e6, or you don't get to defend the c5 pawn as quickly. Still, I believe white should play knight a4 here, but now black should also be fine.
Yes, so the c pawn was... He could have collected it if he had played castles first.
Yeah, I mean, at least he would have gotten small edge, I believe. Yeah.
Round 2, but for some reason he got walked over in round 1 because chess.com thought he wasn't online or something, which he said he was, so I don't know what happened there, but at least he's not out of the tournament. Maybe we'll play a makeup match later, but yeah, we'll figure that out. He plays knight a4 now, which is still a strong move, right? Even if it's...
Actually, we can maybe make them play a game right now, right? Because they simply don't. I mean, also his opponent should be free right now, so they can just challenge each other for a game of 10, whatever, 10-5? 10-2?
Alright, that sounds good.
They're playing, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell them to
10-2.
play each other. That works. Good call. And, okay, that's an interesting move. I didn't expect Serral to just full send. Oh, thank you for the subs, by the way. I got 2 subs. I get these notification noises. But what do you think of c4 here by Serral? It looks pretty wild, giving up the rook.
I'm sorry, but
nothing there.
Blundering that rook.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he had a plan because he played that pretty quickly, but...
Yeah, I'm afraid there's not...
Yeah, now even if he captures that, his knight will be hanging, so it's even worse. So, okay, not a great start for our boy there, but... That beautiful rook sacrifice, says the Twitch chat. If this was like Magnus or you playing, I would have just said like, oh, you must have an insane strategy here, tactic here that I missed, but unfortunately it seems that Serral has just blundered his rook, so I guess he's blundered... Yeah, he just blundered his rook, so I'm not sure what to say. I guess he can at least
so he spent a lot of time already, yeah?
I don't even know what he can do here. That could even be a good move. Get something back.
I mean, knight takes c5, he can try. Or like dc5, probably should go dc5 and hope for the best, but... Yeah, it's... I mean, a full rook is quite a lot.
Well, let's see what Serral comes up with here. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see him resign, but...
No, I think that's too early. I mean, of course, I already saw from last time that the general level is really quite decent here, but still things can happen.
Yeah, you can always hope that your opponent also blunders. It's always possible. I assume at the... Okay, he just captures here, but now he loses his knight. So now it feels like he really doesn't have any plays to make, or any ways to complicate the position. And do you have a Twitch chat open by any chance? Are you following along there, or just focused?
Not yet. No, I'm... You know, it's always a thing that I would like to do it, but there's never any time for anything, so that's still on my to-do list.
Yeah, Vincent, we will get him to play StarCraft one day, but he has like... I mean, I feel like there's no off-season. Is there an off-season in chess where you can just chill? No off-season. Wow.
I mean, the off-season is if I decide to decline like 5 tournaments, then I will get an off season. But other than that,
do some players do that?
Pretty much no chance. I mean, depends. Like active, ambitious top players usually don't. Like players like Magnus, who basically just, I mean, he gave up a lot of titles and tournaments just because he plays, what, at least from what I understood, what he likes best. So he does decline quite a lot. So like players my generation and usually of my rating, more or less, of course we decline a lot of tournaments, but that's not because we get actually a break, but more because you have to choose which ones to play and what fits our schedule and how much we can take without our level dropping too far.
Yeah, I imagine it's just so competitive that if you do take a off season, you're gonna you're gonna fall behind a little bit. So that's quite tough. Very different from StarCraft. Not quite as brutal as that. Well, these days we don't have much, unfortunately. Serral is just down to 1 minute, by the way, so I think he's gonna be quite. I'll be quite amazed if he manages to get even a draw here. That'd be something.
It doesn't look too great, we have to admit.
Yeah, he just resigns. I mean, that's fair. Just a little opening mistake there from Serral. Maybe we can just hop right into a different game. So it looks like Percival won his first match? Question mark.
So yeah, he did, but I don't know. Maybe he's the guy that got the free point?
Yeah, maybe.
No, he didn't. He actually played.
Okay, who did he play? Do you know? Wait, it shows up.
Trustasta? I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrongly, but yeah.
That's quite a quick one as well. So 2 quick ones. I mean, I guess we can follow Percival Estrella since these are pretty evenly matched players here.
Yeah, sure.
4 Knights game. I know Estrella likes to play weird openings because he doesn't like theory that much. I don't know how unusual this is, but I feel like it's not super meta right now to play something like this.
No, I mean, they started off quite normally, I believe, but then, I mean, G3 exists. Basically everything exists until bishop e3. That is kind of unusual move. Like usually you try to go 8-3, king h2, and then some point f4 instead of putting the bishop on e3, but okay, it's still quite normal, I mean.
Yeah, pretty even position. Knight to h4. I don't know what this move prepared. Maybe just trying to get the knight to f5 on a nice square.
Yeah, I mean, usually you want to play f4, so like once you trade those bishops, preferably we take on a7, that we have the option to play f4, and yeah, for example, now I believe, I mean, yeah, maybe f4 is also, it's quite risky because, I don't know, this c3 move, I didn't fully understand the point behind it, because we, like in these type of positions, usually we cannot really play d4 well, so then I don't see what it really does for us, but yeah, it will be interesting to see what he...
Yeah, if the goal was to trade, I guess there was no point in c3. If you're going to trade the dark square bishop anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, now f4, yeah, then at least, you know, things made some sense. Yeah, I guess black should have taken on e3 eventually. Also, you know, usually it might seem kind of natural, but putting that bishop on b7 often is not such a great idea because, like, along this diagonal, it's kind of blocked for the moment, while on c8 you cover squares like f5 for the knight, and you can go bishop g4 at some point, and just generally the bishop on b7, it's normally something you do. If you have pawn on b5, white plays a4 to provoke bishop b7. So, yeah, but of course those are like small nuances, so I'm still there doing.
No, that makes sense. Like on this diagonal, the bishop doesn't add much value. I mean, it's just hitting a pawn. Like in the other square, it could do something. Maybe pin a knight or something, right?
Yeah, but now we see another problem of c3 that black has the option of pushing c4 at some point, and you know, trying to weaken that pawn chain, especially e4, and also knight from e2 kind of is out of squares. So yeah, I don't know, like this knight e2 c3 wasn't, I mean, it didn't blunder anything, but
Yeah, it did cause some problems for white. And what should white
I mean, I think
aim
just
for
go
here?
back to f3.
Back
Yeah.
to f3.
I mean, generally, just to give viewers an idea, like there's an idea of going f, e, d, e, and rook takes f6, sacrificing the exchange for like opening up the king and getting some counterplay. But I believe in this specific situation, this is not going to be enough. But just as a motive to have in mind, because it's actually quite thematic and can be important at times.
Yeah, I wish I could follow along everything you said there, but so if the pawn captures on f4 captures the e pawn, and
Yes.
then black recaptures, I guess, and
Yes, and
then
then rook
white.
f6.
Oh, you sacrificed exchange.
Yeah.
And then I guess you just go for an attack.
Yeah, something like queen d2, rook f1, and hoping for the f5 square, open g file, queen to h6, those kind of things.
Hmm. It would
But
be
I
very
believe
much his
here again,
style to do that.
but we would need like our knight from e2 to also join the attack, and d3 is a little weak now, so yeah.
Yeah, instead of going for the attack, he just puts his knight on f5 there. I imagine Percival might just want to trade that out.
Yeah,
Or
I
he's going to
think you
kick it
should.
away. That kind of...
g6 feels very weird.
Yes, because now his knight's under attack by the rook if you move the knight as well, right? So,
That's true, yeah. And
feels
like
scary.
probably you should just go to e3. There's not much you can do, but and this knight on e2 is such a sad piece, but we might be able to get it back into the game eventually. But g6, it weakens all the squares around the king. Like even if I go knight e7, queen e7, just trading those knights, then I always have the issue that after a move like queen d2, these diagonals and h6, g5, it loses some stability, as you already mentioned.
Yes, it looks a bit scary, but nothing like immediately strikes out for white, I suppose. So it's not like it's a blunder, or at least not to my amateur
No,
eye.
it's not a blunder. It's just potentially weakening, but it's not a big deal.
Now he has to move the knight into like a bit of a weird square, though, right? Like, where would he move
I think
it?
he should go king g7.
Okay. Second. As an amateur player, when I think of like, I would just move the knight away because I feel scared to try to defend a piece with a king. He's actually going to defend it with a queen and try
Yeah,
to
good
pin
move.
the knight at the same time, I guess, later.
Yeah, queen b6 is nice.
It's a very cool way to defend the knight.
I think white should play c4 now. That's important.
To just prevent that pawn from pushing and being very annoying
Yeah.
on the diagonal. Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, we have the idea of putting a knight on d5 at some point. I also, as I already said, this knight on e2, I don't like this piece so much, so getting it back to c3 and maybe even d5 at some point could be a good idea.
Yes, this knight is not doing much. He does play c4, so it's very important.
Yeah, it's a really quite high level game here.
First of all, he's gonna have to try to figure out how to proceed from this. Not sure. He's gonna defend his knight a second time.
Now it's time for knight c3, that's for sure.
Yes, this knight can finally activate. But he just puts his knight in instead. I mean, I suppose you could play knight c3. Well, it's gonna be a bit late maybe to play knight c3.
I mean, here it's very interesting. Yeah, we have like 3 pieces we could have captured with, and I think it was a decision between taking with the e knight or the bishop, which both have their, perks. But yeah, I guess we should go. He goes ed.
Percival's bishop also not looking too great yet.
Yeah, that's what I said. Bishops on b7 sometimes they are a little tricky. So probably, basically, you need to move around all the pieces. The knight from f6 belongs to d6, and the bishop from c8 certainly belongs on this. From b7 belongs on the c8 diagonal. Only thing we could also consider is playing b4 just to restrict that knight on e2 again.
That's true. This rook also is looking pretty sad.
We could try to take that pawn bc, dc, queen b2, but yeah, feels shaky.
A lot of options here. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what Percival should do. He plays rook to e8. That was not one of the moves I was even looking at.
Yeah, I don't think that's a great idea because f file is open, so this f7 pawn could potentially become weak. Exactly now knight is gonna activate, so yeah.
What happens if he just tries to kick the knight away? I guess the knight just goes to e4.
That's a good question. Also a4 is an option because we put pressure on the c5 pawn, but like I don't know, this knight on f6 is a bit stupid right now, so I'm not sure I really want to trade it. I actually would prefer. Okay, he does trade it. But then black has to be completely fine. Maybe even slightly better.
Yeah.
Because, we reroute our bishop via c8 and then all the pieces are nice.
We do have some questions for you, by the way, Vincent, in the Twitch chat. Do you use chess? I don't know what this is, but do you use Chessify or something like that?
No, I actually don't. It's basically a platform where you can rent strong chess engines to analyze. I use my own PCs for that. So I have also, I don't know.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, I guess it's pretty important to have the best engines. Like obviously I would just use like chess.com or whatever and use their online AI, but I imagine yours is a lot more powerful.
Yeah, it's about how fast you get the good results. So, and of course, yeah, if you're working at the highest level, having fast and reliable results obviously is quite important. So yeah, for us using chess.com engine is a bit difficult. Like wouldn't go well.
Percival's taking quite a bit of time on this move, by the way. I mean, other than trading, what is there to consider?
Oh, like it seems that their game got kind of aborted because the second round started in the tournament.
Wait, wait, what? Okay, is that how it works? Well,
Currently.
okay. Well, I must say I don't understand the chess.com tournaments too well, but that happened. I guess we just joined another game.
Yeah, sure.
Is there any specific game you would like to watch?
The Percival's game looked very interesting because Black played a very interesting opening. Like trying not to call it dubious, but I mean f5 is really not the move you're usually supposed to play. But let's see how it works out.
Yeah, he is a 2100 rated player, so he's the highest rapid rated player here. And I know Mark. His name is Mark in real life, so that's why I'm calling him. He knows that the Latvian is really bad, but he just says he just plays it at every game anyways. So he's a bit of a Latvian expert. He does not shy away. But I mean, there's a reason why no one really plays it at a high level. I suppose it depends on whether or not Percival knows the theory or not.
Okay. Doesn't seem like it, right? He already spent 1.5 minutes. So if you knew, you would more or less blitz out the moves.
That's true. The Greco variation. I don't know much about the Greco variation.
Me neither. Never seen it.
This is pretty interesting. This make for interesting games. It's already chaotic.
Chaotic, yes, but I believe also very likely lost for black. So I guess that's the price he's ready to pay, and also hoping for opponent's mistakes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think last time Euthermal here, which is his name is like Elam Mayonnaise for some reason, but I think last time he was also playing in the tournament and he lost to Percival in round one, and I think he played the King's Gambit, in that game. So clearly he likes these gambits, but he gets punished for them
Sure
sometimes.
does.
Just captures the pawn.
Yeah, it's only idea.
The knight is obviously hanging. He needs to do something. Do you just go knight b5 and threaten the fork, or is that a mistake?
Yeah, that's what I was considering, but knight b5, bishop b4 check will follow. So that is...
Well, I would have lost to this Latvian gambit then, I guess.
I'm not sure it's lost. Like bishop b4 check, we can go king e2. It's still a big mess, but yeah, I don't know. No, actually, right now it doesn't seem so easy.
Maybe you should try the Greco variation on one of your opponents. They probably won't know the theory.
Yeah.
In a
They
bullet game.
sure won't, but I believe it's... Yeah, I mean, for bullet, I might try it for once, but it's... You know, if I actually play a good opponent, the chances of me getting crushed is sadly quite high.
Okay, he moves his knight to d5. Still threatening the fork, of course, so he could just trade here.
Yeah, but then black can go bishop b4 check. Can't be so bad.
That's true. This is kind of crazy. I mean, he's 2100 for a reason. He beats high level opponents on the regular with these kind of openings. It's pretty crazy that he just. I mean, I imagine like he would probably be higher rated if he played normal openings, but maybe not. I don't know how it works.
No, usually he should have more potential than what he's using right now. I agree.
But I guess he plays for fun at the end of the day, and this is what's fun for him.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better. Well, at least for me, it's definitely better than like memorizing 20 moves of theory. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess like even with these kinds of opening, you'd have to memorize it, but at least you can trick your opponents.
But
Sometimes.
it's very little amount of theory, so I think it's okay. Like it's not as many lines as a big main line. I think if you analyze Spanish or Italian, you know, it's the whole world is opening up.
Yeah, we see bishop b4 check, like you said, and Percival just captures with that knight. But now I feel like black is starting to run out of tricky moves.
Okay, but white needs to make some move to defend against the check. So either we go queen d2, then we accept an endgame pawn down, or we go... I mean, king e2 I would exclude. So we can go bishop d2, but then we will lose 2 pawns. Okay, he goes king e2.
Okay, well this game is getting quite exciting. I guess he doesn't want to
I
lose.
believe now knight takes e4.
Knight takes
You lose the
e4.
pawn still. And then bishop
Yes.
is hanging. Knight c3 is threatening a very nasty fork.
Knight to g. Sorry, you said knight to g3.
c3.
Oh, d3.
Like the fork. C.
Oh, c3. Yes, of course. I am blind. Yeah, he needs to do something about that. Okay, moves his queen to defend the fork.
But he didn't defend the bishop, so that guy will be lost. And then...
Oh, did he just miss that, or did he have a better option?
I mean, after king e2, I'm sure the position is lost. So, I mean, yeah, probably bishop d2 technically was a better option, but okay, you have a king in the center and so many threats coming at you that it's hard to defend against all of them at once.
After knight captures the bishop, I guess Percival will take the pawn and then try to threaten checkmate, but black, can he defend that just moving his queen back, or?
Yeah, I think you can, but also you don't necessarily need to. I mean, you should have many good options. Like, even if I take on, I'm not sure whether that's good, but I have the idea of taking on d4. Threatening to take the rook on a1 also. So I actually don't know. I mean, just it's for sure that the black's position is winning. You have to be a bit careful. Also, you can move the knight back to e6 maybe, which allows queen f7, but then you just go to d8, which should also be fine. It's just a matter of taste and okay, d6, interesting. He doesn't want the piece. He wants to, keep the attack going.
Yes, I think this is his style. Maybe he was worried about the counterattack or not. I'm not sure, but
his position should still be winning.
Everything is being under attack right now.
Yeah. You would so badly need this bishop from f1 to be somehow in the attack. At least rooks would be connected and something, but this guy is really blocking us. So, yeah, I don't really know what to suggest here.
Yes, I mean, there really isn't much, right? I mean, if you, I'm looking at knight to f3. I imagine it doesn't work for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, you technically defend everything, but let's say after a move like b6, just threatening bishop a6, I feel like we are kind of screwed. Like knight f3, we don't lose material on the spot, but we are under such big attack that we will not be able to avoid the material loss long term, like for the next 4 or 5 moves.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a very rough position. I mean, he has to hope that he just doesn't find a way to convert.
Yeah.
So he suggested b6 and then allows the bishop to come on that very strong diagonal. I guess white can try like c4 and then just check that this is the rook, so I guess it doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, he goes bishop e6 with a similar idea. Putting the bishop on c4. No, I mean, black's position is overwhelming. It's just maybe white can hope to survive a little longer and then, get something going in time trouble.
So he's completely cooked. Nothing he can do at all.
I mean, yeah, position-wise, he's lost. But I mean, you can play bishop d2. You don't have to resign on the spot. It's just, we basically play without the bishop on f1 and the rook on h1. So we play 2 pieces down, kind of, and we have a king in the center, which can't really go anywhere. So it's not a great situation, but it's not lost on the spot. Yeah, I think bishop d2 would be a good choice if he wants to keep the game going.
Attacks the queen, so he doesn't immediately lose his queen to a, what would you call it, just a pin.
Yep.
And yeah, I'll try to muster up a defense here.
Yeah, I guess queen b2 should be a good follow-up for black.
Then I guess rook to well, c1 or d1.
Yeah, I think d1 is a reasonable choice, but still we need king e1, bishop e2, and then still, like, we are playing without the rook. So yeah, while black will go something like knight c6, threatening knight b4, and it's tough. But okay, yeah, I think after rook d1, still there's something to play for. It's not resignable yet, but of course the position is bad.
Yeah, looking very rough for Percival here. He made it to the semifinals where he lost to Serral last time, and he beat Ethermo last time. So It's a good revenge for Mark here. Or Euthermal, sorry. Plays rook to d1. And black will now just develop while white will struggle to develop at all. So it'll take quite some time. And he still has to
Well,
deal
so you
with
can
a lot of
just
stuff.
castle at some point, trying to go for rook e8 stuff.
Yeah, there are just so many threats for black. Perhaps if black idles for 2 or 3 moves, white can get back, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah. Not sure what we can do there. We can also watch multiple matches at the same time if
Yeah, I
we
mean,
feel like this one's
Serral
over.
seemed like a very interesting position.
If we go to Serral Estrella, our boy Serral, he's up a piece from what I see here.
Yes, but in danger.
Yes, his pawn is very scary. Could checkmate. Could set up some kind of checkmate later. This knight is hanging. This is a chaotic game. I wonder how this even started. I don't know what the Sicilian con variation is. Con knight variation.
Okay, I would call it Paulsen, but okay, now knight c6 should be played, I guess. But it seems like now the verse is over for Serral. Before I was very worried that he might get killed, but right now it seems like he has quite good chances of, just getting away with that extra piece.
What do you think white should have played to further his advantage? Or potentially
Yeah,
attack?
so like d6, queen b6, rook e1, king d8. And now, I don't know, you need a good move. It's not so easy to say what that move is, but yeah, probably something along the lines of queen e2, bishop d6, bishop b7, queen b7, rook d1. But it's just a feeling that something felt very wrong or dangerous, but I'm not exactly sure how to use that.
Yeah, well, Australia wasn't exactly sure either, apparently, because now it's kind of settling into a... It doesn't look quite as scary for sure for black. Of course, his pawn still exists, but he needs to defend it.
Position, you can just take it now, yeah? I mean, bishop takes d6. And then position should be winning, but of course there's still quite a lot of conversion to do.
Yes, and his queen will, I assume, capture on f7 and start being annoying as well. But yeah, you definitely should capture this pawn because it's just very powerful if you leave it.
Yeah, also you need to develop that bishop. So as long as the pawn is there, you can't really go anywhere. And you shouldn't be worried about giving f7 and g7 pawns here. As long as you manage to develop, things are fine. Like just try to get king c7, bishop c5, and you can also put pressure on the f2 pawn. And yeah, queen f7. I would just go king c7. Like now's not the moment to care about this one pawn. Just try to get a good position. And
yeah, he's already up in material.
Because at the end of the day, it's enough. Like once he activates that bishop, things are gonna get rough for white.
Of course, I could see Serral being very scared to lose more pawns here and try to defend it and potentially get himself in trouble. Of course, if he gives up this pawn, he'll only be up 1 point of materia, which can be scary for... Well, I guess he'll just... Oh, yeah, I guess it could be scary for some. He's actually trying to defend it, so he really does not want to give up materia. But isn't that just a blunder?
Why?
Wait, okay, I'm probably missing something, but queen f6.
Just king c7, right? We can do
yeah.
that.
Okay. No, you're right.
No, it's actually fine. It's just, if I have the choice after g6, I have to calculate and be sure that things are fine for me. Well, after king c7, I will just be fine. But it's even possible that g6 is a better move. I mean, if it works, of course, you keep the pawn. Anyway, king c7 will be next. Yeah, I think white should try to somehow open up the c file. Yep, c3, nicely done. Yeah, so bc, you shouldn't go bc, but try rook c1.
Yeah, he's trying
Well,
to get
it
his
probably
right
doesn't
there.
work very well. Like rook f8 followed by queen f3 after that. I mean, a piece is a piece at the end of the day.
Yeah, we're starting to see maybe a potential upset here from Serral. He's only rated 1300 on chess.com, and Australia is 2000, so I don't think anyone would expect Serral to win this one, but he has surprised us last time.
So Serral's 1300 seemed quite shady. He played much better last time.
That's true, but he also did just blunder in the other game we watched, so maybe he's a bit inconsistent.
Yeah, so king c7 wasn't a good move. It's getting dangerous again now, but yeah, I'm not liking it. But maybe it's gonna be fine. No, he really needs to get this move rook af8 in at some point, but now he cannot. So
he's also running
his
on
time's
time.
getting low.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I
very
mean,
scary.
position is also probably already bad. Doesn't look great. Yeah, this king c7 move was.
That pawn is not gonna be
Yeah,
lost.
now queen d7, that's gone. Queen d7, bishop c7, rook e6, and he can resign.
Maybe the time got to him there because he was doing so well.
But yet a minute. And last time he played pretty well on second, so it didn't seem like that was such a big issue for him. But
yeah, he definitely played too quickly there, though. He should have taken his time a bit more. Now now the rooks are back to being unconnected, and that means a lot of trouble for Serral here. Okay, he's gonna defend like that. That makes sense, but this looks very scary. I imagine there's a forcing sequence here that I don't see.
Yeah, rook e6. Rook e6 is just winning.
Yeah, rook e6, takes the queen. Yeah, how do you defend the bishop then? Well, I guess you don't. Actually goes for a check here.
That gives some hope. Okay, it's still lost, but it could be worse.
Both players are low on time, so honestly, as bad as it is, when the time is low.
Rook e6 is probably killing it, but
I feel like if he,
also,
I mean, if he was going to play rook e6, he probably would have played the last move, right? Maybe he just he's not thinking about that move. Okay, he just plays that. I mean, as an amateur player, that's what I would have played. But obviously, rook e6.
Also a good move, yeah. Now rook ac8, I mean, basically you need to see a continuation. Yeah, now queen e5 is very strong, because then after king b7 you can take rook c7, rook c7, rook c7, queen c7, and the h8 rook will be hanging in the end, giving us a winning position, but I'm not sure.
Does he calculate that in 20 seconds?
Yeah, I don't think it's...
Okay. Wait, what?
I guess... it's also fine, yeah. Queen d4 in the end. He saw that. That's impressive. It's a nice tactic.
It is winning, but he has only 18 seconds to convert this endgame. And maybe it's enough. I was increment, I guess it's enough.
Yeah, that's increment. That shouldn't be. Yeah, it's sad, but this looks like another loss.
Not our boy. Yeah, straight to queens there, and it's a very simple endgame. Doesn't even have to think about it at that point. King will run to defend, and yeah, this game is very over.
Yeah. Maybe we'll catch another time trouble somewhere else. How are other games going?
Let's see. Who do we want to watch? We haven't watched any Clem yet. He's down 0-2. Oh, he's not in the game right now. We can watch a laser showtime. There also,
we can.
Well, 9 seconds left for a laser.
Yeah, and also position is.
Yeah. He's also down a piece.
Down. So.
Though we did see Showtime choke under time pressure last time. He blew a completely winning position against Australia, which caused him to lose in the semifinals. But I mean, it's a laser who's really under the time pressure here.
And now rook a8 is the only chance. And actually it's getting more difficult again. Still certainly winning, but okay. If you lose that pawn on b2, it will be a draw. Like, I'm not sure everyone knows, but rook and knight against the rook is a draw. theoretically, at least, of course, he also things can
He's
still
just gonna
happen,
flag
but-
him in that case, perhaps. Well, I guess he can flag his increment.
Yeah, but 2-second increment is. I mean, I guess they should be good with the mouse. So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true,
think
that's
it's
true.
easy to flag them.
Are there like old players, like some chess players who are professional but new to online? Are there like old players who are just really slow, and you can sometimes flag
Yeah,
them?
sure.
You feel bad when you do that though, because they're like old, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, but in a way also everyone that plays online, they kind of, if they play online without increment, you kind of accept that as part of the deal.
Actually, both players are under 10 seconds now, so this is getting kind of scary. You have to play something. 5 seconds left for showtime. I'm not.
Yeah, now it's a draw.
It's a draw now, right? Oh, he just loses the pawn, so now it's. Unless laser messes up, of course, which is possible.
It's easily doable to mess up, yeah. I mean. So let's see how the technique is.
I mean, I don't think Showtime has studied this particular endgame. Well, I don't think a laser has studied this particular endgame. This is more important.
I mean, but moving the king towards the edge of the board is a really bad idea. That's basically the only way to win for white is with the king on the edge. So I think he's on his way to mess up, but he's still alive. So he has to give a check, yes. I mean,
Okay, king's
king
blocking his
g5,
own
now
move
you get out. King g5, yes. He found his way back. I think he understood that this is not the right way.
I mean, both players are probably not able to think, and they just have to play by intuition. It's quite tough. I mean, I wonder if... Oh, he was down to 0.1 second there. Oh my
yes,
god.
Yes, I just saw.
I mean, maybe you should just play some idle moves.
97, 97. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was 97.
There was a fork? Or...
Yes, yes.
Oh, it's a draw.
Would have won the rook. You can maybe go back for a second
Yeah,
and show
let's
that
see
because
that.
it's crazy. Yeah,
So... Right...
King d5. After king d5,
Oh,
knight e7 was
my game
was the
disappeared.
fork winning.
But...
Okay.
Yeah, he missed that.
They can just...
Yeah.
So they get no break whatsoever, yeah?
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, whatever the chess.com settings, the default settings are, is what I did. And then for people who want to watch the tournament on their own screens, like you can, I mean, I don't know if that link works, but if let me know. These players are blitzing out these opening moves. I'm watching Serral versus Knight Phoenix right now. So I guess they're pretty comfortable. I mean, they're both sitting at literally 10 minutes. Knight Phoenix finally taking some time to think. Queen to d3. Obviously doesn't want to lose a pawn.
Understandably so.
Okay. So I guess this is the extent of the theory for both players. We have the okay, so it's the same opening that Serral played against Estrella. The Sicilian defense can knight variation. You said it was the Paulson or something?
Yeah, that's what I would call it, yeah. Actually, it's the first line I played as a child with break against e4, this setup of c5 followed by e6, a6, queen c7.
Do you still play it now ever, or is it kind of just not that
it's
great?
not the greatest line at the top level, so, you know, when I got my coach, I still have now Peter Lecker. He told me that, you know, might make sense to change from that if you want to go far, but no, it's a very decent, you know, idea.
Yeah, maybe good for beginners or something. I mean, perhaps he watched the beginner tutorial and they
e4?
recommend this. E4?
Yeah, knight takes e4.
Oh, it just wins a pawn. Well, does Serral see that? That is the question. I mean, I could see why he might not see that, because it's not... It requires a couple moves in to see that rook at the end is hanging. If he just tries to defend it. He's definitely taking his time, which I like to see. I have apparently it's a national master observing, so we have some masters observing the StarCraft masters. Nice to see. And we also have a question about Leko, if he's still the main coach for you, I guess.
Yeah, he is. I mean, we've been working for more than 8 years now, and yeah, it's been going well. So, never change a winning team.
Yeah, I mean, you've been doing really amazing lately, or just for the past few years, for sure. Okay, it's castles.
It's a bit weird, because now if the bishop c3, we will lose a pawn, but okay.
Some pawns being hung in this game.
It's always the e4 pawn, yeah. This guy doesn't seem to be valued very much.
Does Serral see it? I mean, perhaps Serral does not see it and he's just gonna castle or something. That feels natural. Sometimes you don't even believe it. Like, if you're not an expert player, you just assume your opponent wouldn't blunder like that. And you just trust your opponent more than you trust yourself.
Usually a bad idea. I mean, you learn from your mistakes. So I very much believe in making the move you think is best, and blindly believing your opponent usually is a bad idea.
For sure. It's not a winner's mentality. I think Serral has a winner's mentality here though, and he's gonna oh, never mind. This move is
Whoa, okay, now it's getting crazy.
well, he can still okay.
Just can you actually move the lines, or we only have arrows?
Oh, I can. Yeah, I should have tried that. Okay.
Okay. Can you make knight db5 as a move after e5? Because that's like the line I'm interested in.
Oh, sorry. So after... Okay, he played knight s3, but we don't want to look at that, right? Or do we want...
Yeah, like knight db5.
Knight bb5? Here?
D. B5.
Oh, d5.
b5, yes. Yes. No, b5 was correct. b5 was what I meant.
Was this knight or the other knight?
Yes, this knight.
Okay,
this
okay.
Knight is,
and then
so
captures or
AB? Yeah, AB. Then queen captures with check.
Yep.
Knight c6. And knight takes d5. Maybe that worked for white actually. Because after knight d5, ed5, we have a pinned knight, which we likely will be able to take. So queen d6, but don't believe in that.
Queen d6.
Okay, meanwhile, Serral has a winning position, so we can also...
That's quite interesting. So what happened in the game was after e5, he moves the knight back, and now he has just a fork. Moves his knight.
Okay, still, white should have taken the 2 pawns on d4 at least. I mean, now he only has 1, but... Yeah, completely winning. So let's hope this time he will convert.
This will be the time. I believe. I believe in Yona for this one. He has plenty of time as well. Nothing to stress about.
Okay, he gives up another pawn, but at least he's, saving his king. So that's also good news.
So if we look at the standings right now, see that Euthermo is but I believe in Serral here to make a point. So I mean, nothing too crazy I feel like has happened yet. I was curious about Sebsides actually, because his bullet rating is 2500, but he never plays rapid. Like, he literally has like 5 games, or like just like pretty much no games of rapid. So it's like hard to say how good he is in this time format. But it seems like he's lost the game, so he's not just way better than everyone, which is kind of what I was worried about when I see a 2500 rated player.
I don't know, Bullet is a bit different game. Like in Bullet, having good mouse skills matters really a lot. So, obviously you guys being esportlers, you should, like, that should be your specialty. So, that's still something I also believe you should have much better. You should be faster than me, even though I probably played like, I don't know, 15,000 games on Chess.com.
I mean, maybe faster at moving pieces, but not moving them well at all. So I doubt there's any situations where I would put myself in over you, but what does Serral play? Oh, I missed it. I was missing the moves. But yeah, still looks quite...
I don't know why none of them ever defended or took the pawn on e5. I'm a little bit confused by that. But okay.
Yeah, I guess he thinks it's defended for some reason. Or maybe he just trusts in Serral. He's like, he would never blunder this pawn. He must have some tactic. So we're not going to take it. No, not Serral doesn't have 2500. Sebsedez has 2500 bullet elo on chess.com. My peak rating was 2300 on Elite Chess. But yeah, I don't play Bullet anymore. So yeah, definitely Bullet is easier for esports players. I would not play with Increment, obviously. That would be bad for me. I assume, and I checked Sebsedez's game. He doesn't play with Increment either, so that's how we get our advantages. I don't know why the moves are not showing when I
think once you make a line, you have to refresh the page.
Well, I think they should probably update that at some point. But yeah, we have queen.
Okay, so now it's really time for white to take that pawn. I mean, the position is lost, but still.
Okay, I was worried he wasn't going to take it because like at some point he must have thought, okay, I can't take the pawn, so he just assumes that the next move he also can't take it. But okay, luckily he does take it. Serral will probably just capture pawn. There's nothing to be worried about, right, with that discovered attack? Or maybe it's...
I don't know, I would prefer to block it with bishop d6, but we can. I mean, that bishop d6 is the move I've liked to make for the past 5 moves with black already, so I think it's... Yeah, but you can take on d5. It's just then, of course, you have to calculate bishop takes f5 and bishop takes b5, those two. Yeah, probably not an issue, but might be a bit annoying.
He goes for it. He has no fear. I imagine Knight Phoenix will use this to complicate the situation. I assume is bishop to f5. Discovered attack, and then I guess Serral should just move his bishop or defend it.
Oh, bishop takes f5, you should take back on f5, I believe.
Okay.
Take back on f5, rook d5, and then important move knight d7.
Knight to d7. Ah,
yes.
Okay. Just giving it up, and then you capture. And this is winning endgame.
Take the knight. Although that is a lot of work, like against 2 pawns. But yes, it's winning.
Yes, I wonder if he's gonna calculate all that and capture.
I'm just a little worried about his time situation.
So I guess he saw this
also go knight c6. I mean, you can play every move, but like knight c6 and knight d7. Maybe actually knight c6 is better to keep the knight instead of the bishop. Like it's easier to convert the position with the knight.
Oh, he just takes that.
Oh, I completely forgot that pawn was hanging. No.
I didn't. Well, I did not see. Serral is truly the goat for a reason.
Now just don't play knight c6 because then we go knight c6, rook d5, and we run into knight e7. That's maybe a small trick we should be aware of. But other than that, now knight d7 would be a very nice move and clearly winning the game. Also, move like bishop b6, just defending d8, bishop h4, everything would be fine.
c6. It's defending the rook bank rank. Who's this?
Oh, he fell for the trick. That's the one move yeah.
So white should play
Knight takes c6. Yeah. You can just take rook d5, knight e7, and you lose.
The fork at the end.
So that's
I can see why he made the
unfortunate.
mistake, but I mean maybe white won't see it. I need to
Yeah, he
refresh
doesn't.
again. Oh, he
He
didn't
just
see
gives
it.
the rook for free. He doesn't take the knight and not the rook, so that's.
My
Oh, it's
board
over.
flipped. When I refreshed, the board flipped and it's confusing me. Flip board, there we go. So yeah, he missed the tactic there to get himself back in, but okay, good for Serral.
First point.
Let's go. It was scary, but he got there. And is there any other games? What is Clem doing? Clem versus Goblin. Okay, this is actually a hype match. Because rating-wise, these two players are the lowest. So that means they're evenly matched in a way. I don't think Clem is actually 600, by the way. I think he's a bit higher than that. I don't know why it says that. And the game looks somewhat even, at least material-wise. We have a pass pawn for white, but... Okay, captures the pawn. And obviously black has to defend that pawn.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm not sure, but you can also just start taking on c3 and d4. I guess if you defend, your position is also very sad, so
Yeah.
not sure what's the best practical approach. I just actually believe queen c3 is not so bad, because after rook f7, I mean, g7 is under control, so we can take on d4 as well, and we might actually be able to survive this. I don't see a big issue
Yeah.
for now.
I guess he will take
So I
the
think
h
it would be
pawn,
the
but
best move. But then we go bishop g7 and we can cut off. I think we can trap the rook.
really? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because he takes here, and then bishop g7. Wow. But in the actual game, we have a6. Wait, a6? That is that. Okay. I mean, he's trying to defend his pawn, I guess, but I mean, the other pawn was more
It
important.
can just be taken. I mean, this a7 pawn is also. I mean, it's not even defended, but can still take on a6. So.
I suppose he just missed that. Okay, I don't know how to explain that one.
But you should really take that f7 pawn. I mean.
Yeah.
If you get the chance to.
I imagine Clem
Because
will.
now, as you mentioned, rook f7, queen c3, just take on h7, and then position is completely winning. Since then, we don't have bishop g7. Black. That one tempo
This move is
costing
not
us
here.
badly.
And yeah, Clem plays the move that we were hoping he plays. And now, is there any kind of defense you can possibly make? I just don't see that.
No, there's not, but I mean, you can hope for big mistakes from the opponent. That's all there's left to do, I believe.
You see, queen takes the a2 pawn. So I guess if you don't move your rook, then you can obviously get yourself back in because you capture a free rook. There's no way Clem doesn't see that, though. Right.
Yeah, I think you can take on h7. Also, rook c7 would be a very good move, threatening bishop c4. There are options. I mean, position is clearly winning for
as
us.
long as he moves his rook.
Yeah, he
or
took,
defense.
I guess. Bishop f8 is the only move that doesn't lose on the spot. But then, yeah, also just c4, you know. Stopping the defense of the f7 square by the queen, threatening queen f7 mate. It's completely over. So I guess c4 is the easiest win.
Yeah, this game seems pretty much over. You can also watch another game while we're at it. I think the next round started, or I'm not sure.
No, seems
No.
like we still.
Oh, okay. I kind of want to see a straight out laser, actually. Curious about this one. I mean, it just looks okay. I mean, Australia's ahead in material, but white has some kind of an attack going on here.
But somehow black was a full bishop up, which he lost. Like, white's situation improved massively over the past few moves. Not that it's, I mean, white's position is still not great, but I mean, you have decent counterplay. You will get the b7 pawn now also.
Yes, captures at least a bit of material back. And I mean, these rooks still have yet to activate for Estrella. He's gonna push his pawn out. That's the move I was thinking of. That's the move that I would have played if I had to make a move immediately. Now it's white here.
Yeah, we should take.
Just take. The pawn takes, I guess. Knight moves somewhere.
Yeah, knight d6, I believe. Or g3. Two options. I'm not sure which one is better.
Yes, and you play like rook d8? Or...
I actually don't know. It's a very complex position. It's tough to say. And rook d8.
Take. Yes, rook d8, and then white plays.
We can take on f5. I'm not sure if there's something wrong with that. Knight d takes f5.
It looks scary, but is it actually scary? Knight here doesn't do anything, does it? Knight to d4?
g4. Yeah, king g4. h5, king g5. I mean, it feels like something should go wrong, but...
Bishop, f6.
Ah, no, now knight f5, knight f5, rook d5 was winning, I think.
e5.
Although...
This is all very confusing, but that didn't happen in the real game.
Yeah.
He didn't capture. So he moved his knight out of the way, which looks very scary because of this check later.
Now he blundered the piece.
Both players are starting to run out of time as well, though. Captures the pawn. Okay, I have to refresh again.
Yeah, but now black can just take the piece on d6 and be a full piece up. So that he must have missed something, probably that the pawn on f file is pinned, so that he can't take the knight on e6.
Ah, yes, that's what he wanted. I don't know why, but every time I refresh, like I feel like the board changes color or something. I don't know what's up with that, but anyways. Why are we playing bullet? We're not playing bullet. Wait, what? Is bullet happening? Maybe it's like a tiebreaker match or something. I don't know what's happening. Apparently Serral is playing bullet. I don't know why. It seems like white is getting pretty much crushed here.
And +2 is basically bullet, he says. That explains.
Yeah, I mean the blunders were unusual for you, so that makes sense. We need to give you more time so you can cook.
Okay, now it's forced.
Okay, Estrella is actually... Yeah.
It's made by force. King h5, we have knight g7, h6. King h3, we have knight g5, rook h4. So, forced mate.
Well, he does have 10 seconds to find it in case he hasn't already found it.
Okay, I mean, he just takes the rook, which is also completely fine.
Yeah, it makes sense. With increment, you can just get the winning endgame. And unfortunately, I have to keep playing the moves by hand. But yeah, Estrella takes the win there. Estrella, our champion of last time, so we expect him to do pretty well. And I think he's only down a game because of the bug at the
I
start.
think he needs to play a game against Percival, it was, right? They need to either replay or finish their old game or something.
So I think we'll have them finish their old game. Mark versus Showtime. This is actually this is the two highest rated players playing each other. Kind of missed most of it. It's even material, and they're both very low on time, so it's quite a crazy position.
Is this should be around equal, I guess. but with white having the better side.
It's very tense.
Oh, that was full piece.
Wait, what just happened there?
Over.
He just lost his piece. Oh, I guess the time pressure got to him there.
Yep, must be.
And Showtime wins, which puts him in, I think, second. And Mark is still
lost,
first. Right? Oh, he lost. Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, he was black.
So
okay.
I think he won every game so far.
Yes, Euthermal, who went out first. He got last place last time. Now he's first. It's quite the turnaround. I think the last game remaining on this round is Percival Seb. And I think Seb is going to be quite happy in a low time situation here. Except.
But okay, the position is completely lost.
Well. Yeah, he resigns, Yeah, okay. I was really. Okay, so I guess the 2500 bullet rating does not mean he's going to crush everyone in Rapid after all. Next round has started. Where should we start for this round?
Let me see, I'm trying to figure out the games.
Maybe Estrella Euthermal, because these are
sure.
Our top contenders for the title. Karokan defense. I'm not an expert on this, but this move I haven't seen in my own games before.
Yeah, it doesn't exist, but now it does.
Chess.com doesn't even have a name for it, so that's when you know there's something wrong. Okay. Pushes a5 as well, so that's very interesting, I guess. I think when your opponent plays like weird openings like this, usually you just focus on just doing the basic stuff, taking control of the center and developing. Don't want to think about it too hard. Bishop to a6.
Okay, this is such a weird game from both sides.
Yes, he just takes. I guess the bishop will take? Or what was the point of this move?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get c4. You could just go bishop d3, castle, and already have a big advantage. Same goes here, just develop. Put bishop on d3, castle. Knight c3, b4, also good, nice. You can do that if you like. Fine. So, just, black is so far behind the development already, it takes such a long time.
But he has confused his opponent, at least. So that's the upside.
That's true.
I mean, if you're a player who relies on theory, then I could see this being an issue. Okay, Estrella is actually going to make this messy a little bit. But I suppose it doesn't matter too much in the end. Just trading castle, I guess. Okay, I guess he's considering taking with the rook instead, which is actually kind of interesting.
I think it's a good move. Yeah, I mean the knight on a6 is kind of stuck. So. Anyway, the knight on b8 does need to be developed. It's more about getting the king side, like e6, set f6, bishop e7, and castle. Those are the moves he really needs to get in kind of desperately. But
seems far off. But I guess he at least has a rook in the game, which is unusual, which could throw Estrella off.
But it's also not really in the game. Like for now, it made a move, but it doesn't actually take anything or do much, at least for the moment.
Yes, I'm curious how Euthermal is going to wiggle himself out of this one. I imagine he does so in many games if he has such a high rating with his style.
I think now he will just go knight f6, e6, bishop e7. It could be worse. Yeah, now he will go e6, I guess.
Yeah, just developing late, which I guess is better than not developing at all.
Yeah, and now, unless white plays d5 or bishop f4, he's going to be kind of okay. Like d5 would hurt a lot, bishop f4 would also hurt. The rest is fine for him, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what Estrella does here. He has so many good options. What is the best one for him? Must be thinking. Definitely want to develop your pieces as well as Australia. At some point, finish that off.
Yeah, I think bishop f4 is the more normal move.
Or bishop g5, just pinning.
Yeah, but now black can just go bishop e7. Yeah, like bishop
Yeah.
f4 had the threat of taking on b8 because the a6 was loose, so you would have gained a tempo, which is crucial if we're trying to prevent black from fully developing. While now, he's of course he's still worse, but it's not so bad anymore.
Yeah, not making full use of the way he could have developed. Could have been a bit more efficient. And now black castles, and he's out of hot water. This knight is still awkward for Mark, because if he moves it, he's going to lose his rook, of course. So he needs to do something about that. Just taking the c5 here, so Australia not trying to go for any tricks, really, just playing solid.
No, I mean he's just developing, making good solid moves, and enjoying his edge. He's of course a bit better here. That's nice. But,
yeah, it's easy to.
You could have tried to aim for even more.
Yeah, it is easy. Like when your opponent plays something weird, you want to like somehow punish your opponent immediately. But sometimes it's better to just to play the solid right moves, and I think we see Australia doing that. But it's gonna be a fight still. I don't think this is gonna be easy for either player. I think Euthermal is just thinking about how he can get his knight in the game. He's gonna move his rook, which is the most direct way, I guess.
Also running into knight c4 tempo.
Yes, that's true. Then I guess he'll just have to move his rook again. So that's like 3 rook moves in the opening. It's quite interesting. Thermal is known for his weird openings in StarCraft 2 as well. He's more of a content creator these days. He used to be pro player. But nowadays, when he plays tournaments, he's always doing the most strangest openings and making YouTube videos with it. So it kind of lines up with his StarCraft
Similar style.
Yes.
Yeah, seems like it. But he's spending quite a lot of time, yeah, so that... I mean, White's spending a lot of time, so just playing something unusual seems to have its advantages. I mean, it's not so easy for the opponents to face it. I don't really know what to do, and he's just playing decent moves quickly afterwards, so then there's some sense in it.
Maybe this is the bullet strategy. If you want to push your bullet rating, you just find something really weird and master it. And all your opponents will have to waste time thinking about it. Probably not a good long-term strategy, but...
Yeah.
He's really taking his time here.
Yeah, I also don't know why. I mean,
is there something he's considering?
Really be bad.
Maybe he's considering like pushing a pawn, or I don't see why. What else? What he could be thinking about? He's probably calculating something, but I'm not sure what. Okay, he just plays knight c5. So c4, sorry. Thermal obviously gonna move his rook, and then that gives Australia another move to further his development and just get a good position. No real tricks for black, so at the end of the day, like when you play weird opening like this, you're probably looking for complications. But
I think it's weird, but probably the best way is just to go back to a6, because I mean,
he can't go b7 because what would happen if you went rook b7?
you can, but let's say something like bishop f6, e5, or knight d6, you know, those squares, they become loose. So
It does just go back. That's a painful, very painful for Utherma to just put his rook back there. Because this knight is gonna have, well, if he does develop it, it's gonna come with potential discovery. It's just very annoying. And Mr. just solidifying his position by moving this pawn here, protecting everything. And as black here, like, he's obviously looking for complications, that's his style, but there's nothing too tricky about this position compared to that Grenk gambit that we saw earlier, the Latvian Grenk gambit.
Yeah, in comparison to that, this is here, you know, very calm situation. But he's playing well. I mean, apart from the openings, he's really doing well. Also, you know, for many players, it would be like very difficult to go back to a6, basically admitting that your last move wasn't the best.
Yes.
So you play rook b7 just to make some sense out of playing rook b6, and you know, having this idea of, okay, I understand I made a mistake and I will just go back because I still believe it's my best choice right now, is already showing at some level.
Showing some experience, which he certainly has with these weird openings. But I'm curious if he has actually played this particular opening before, or he's just YOLOing in this particular game. Because it feels like that move was this opening was just improv. But who knows, really. Stray here, faced with a attack on his knight and pawn at the same time. Of course, he could just capture and then move his knight.
I think you should take on f6. Yeah.
Okay, takes here. Takes back bishop, and then...
Yeah, knight to e5 or ed5, something like that.
Yep, still a very good position for Australia, I think. No real mistakes outside of the opening. Okay, he pushes his pawn, which makes sense, of course. Everything's kind of under attack here, but if you decide to take the knight, what happens?
Well, he should take the knight, yeah, then we have to take the bishop.
Yep.
And maybe we can afford to go c3, just, you know, creating that very strong passed pawn. Of course, we allow fg7, so we might get under some attack, but I think we can survive that one. And of course, in the long term, with such a pawn, you have great chances.
Yes, that's quite a crazy position. I mean, if he sees this line, then I think he would go for it, because that's where he thrives.
In complex chaos, yeah.
And what happens if you decide to just move your bishop back? Is it just too passive of a game, I guess? Nothing really there for black. So I think he will go for the chaotic chaos.
Yeah, I mean, after bishop e7, knight e3, he's just going to be worse again. So I think that's a good opportunity to change the character of the game.
Yes, I imagine he will go for that. I mean, it is scary when the pawn is capturing your g7 pawn. Okay, he actually does go back, so he was scared of the attack, which I understand, but
might be good for white to go knight b2, because d3 is a good square for the knight. But yeah, I guess it's not very likely to happen. Just to, you know, show some ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I would not even think about that. At least not in this time control.
Yeah, I mean, knight on e3 is a good move, because now we have this b5 square. Basically, now it's about the c file. So white will try to double, like rook c2, rook c1, maybe go queen b5 at some point, and yeah, combine it with attack on the king side. So moves like h4 also come to mind, and I think that's more or less what the game is going to be about in the next few moves.
Yeah, very peaceful decision by Utherma there. And I'm kind of curious, like, I don't know if you have a particular style, but would you say that your a chaotic player or a peaceful player?
Not really. I mean, I guess by nature I was raised more as a strategic player than like chaotic, but still, like nowadays I just play what I believe is best, regardless of whether it's like solid, aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Even
makes
if
sense.
it's like, you just shouldn't let, I don't know, some feelings or ideas influence what you believe is the best move. You just have to play objectively good chess. That's usually the best way. But yeah, I understand that, of course, for them, they also want to have fun and they are playing online. It's a different situation. At that point, it is important to, do what you enjoy. And yeah, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I would probably agree with that as a StarCraft player. I would say, yeah, there are styles, but I'm gonna play what I think is best because I want to win. And that's pro life. And yeah, we see this just getting the rooks here, like you said, I think.
Yeah,
And
I think rook c6 should be happening. Finally, this rook will have a use on the 6th rank, and yeah, looks like black is doing fine.
plays the move.
But I mean, you should really say that this is a quite high-level game so far. It's really
Yeah.
of course there have been mistakes, but nothing too dramatic.
Yeah, these two are definitely the top 3 players in our tournament here, so that makes sense to see a very high level game. See, knight goes back to defend. So I guess he doesn't want to trade because he wants to keep tension on the board.
I don't understand why knight e1 was necessary, but okay, we will see his idea shortly, I guess. I mean, there must be something behind it. I mean, you could say that you try to remove the knight from f3 because you want to start pushing f pawn. I mean, generally, if you're talking about the pawn structure, f4, f5 is a very thematic pawn break, something that's very often done. Because, you attack the king, and if you force black to take ef, very often d5 can become weak or vulnerable. So that generally is a very good idea. Just not sure that usually you need rooks for that, like to have some real attack or ideas, but maybe that's what he's going for.
Yes, perhaps. If Utherma just trades his rooks here, then I guess we just go into an endgame. And in that position, I guess it's just pretty equal. I would, as black here, I would feel very okay. It's pretty aggressive move.
Good move. I mean, it's good because you don't threaten to take on b3, but simply, basically now white cannot really take on c3. So you have to make the choice. If you play knight d1, then you kind of, and you don't like making that move. Probably you should, just to kick the rook out of there, but yeah. Actually, knight d1, sure, maybe knight c6 is an option for black.
Knight to d3. So that's not what c6
certainly knight c6 is an option. I think knight c6 could be good. This d4 pawn is now a little weak since we moved to that form f3.
Yeah, these players are definitely coming up with stuff I would never even think about. But I can see why black played this move now. It's quite tricky for white to defend everything. And I can understand why he didn't play knight to d1, because as a amateur it feels very painful to like put your knight on the first rank like that. So
yeah,
he avoids it.
No, I think he just should have taken on c6 when he had the chance and basically accepted that he had this advantage go by now.
Hard thing to swallow after that opening, but sometimes you have to just play the best move.
Yeah, so now we're getting closer to the time trouble territory. Okay, he takes on c2 then. he doesn't really. Although maybe he's going for rook c2, rook c2, knight c6. That's still possible. Yes, he does. Okay.
His pawn's still under threat. And what does white do about this actually? Moving
Queen g4
to defend it.
But still there's h5. So yeah, I'm really not liking white's position right now. Yeah, I don't know actually. Difficult.
And time is also becoming an issue here.
No, I mean just yeah. He's playing good chess. Just openings are really shitty, but after that, you know, things are really good. He's doing well. Yeah, okay, knight c5. Now you can just take that one and take on d4 next. Okay, dc is possible, but still, yeah, also then e5 thing. So now, yeah, knight takes d4 is coming. And we won a very important pawn. So I believe that already should be enough to give us a winning position. As black.
Yes, he seems to see that as well and just plays out that sequence.
Yeah, actually he can just play queen c1 against anything. Queen c1 now. Queen c1, knight f1, and then... I don't know, maybe actually queen c1 is inaccurate. I think queen c3 would be a great move.
He plays it. And now he has a passed a passed pawn. If you decide to trade. He does not want to trade, of course.
Queen a6, but now queen e1.
Oh,
yes.
Checkmates. You don't see many checkmates in pro chess, but...
Great game, what can I say?
I mean, Uthermo played really well, and... I mean, it's not that shocking, I guess, if he's 2100 with these openings, that he can play great mid game and yeah, I mean, really well played. And he maintains his lead, so he has won 4 out of 4 games. That's pretty crazy. Last game of the round is Clem versus Knight Phoenix. Clem both have 1 win on the board. This looks like quite an interesting game, actually. If it wasn't for the time, I would feel like Clem has a shot here, but the king is so exposed for Knight Phoenix.
The position is quite bad, but maybe survivable.
Pulled out my best opener to impress Vincent. I don't know how impressed he was by the opening, but he was definitely impressed by your other play, I think.
Again, 17 seconds if you're not used to it. I think if you're not used to playing on 2-second increment, that's really not a lot of time.
Well, luckily for Clem, he only plays bullets, so this is his zone. This is where he likes to be. Well, other than the fact that...
And now queen h4, you should try.
Okay, just gonna play some checks. Defense was a bishop. Wait, what? Was that
G5?
fine?
Oh! Yeah. Push it a little further, yeah, would have been very good. But, okay.
This move is, well, not good to let your...
I mean, g6 is...
Wait, what? Why did they just trade?
All these moves are... Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand any, like... Black should trade queens and black should put all pawns on dark squares to, you know, try and counter the bishop. Instead he puts all of them on white, leaving the...
Oh, he's dead now. Well, I guess he's...
Yeah, he's done.
Does he have a perpetual here or anything?
Oh, what? He blundered the bishop.
Wait, is this perpetual?
Yeah, it is.
No way. Can he get out?
I mean, yes, but it's not gonna be enough. I mean, just queen e5 you can go, yeah, and trade the queens. Whoa, king f1, now he's lost. What? Okay, they are... I don't know what they're doing. King f1 was...
oh, wait, what?
No, now, yeah, white is lost. What?
Wait.
But why? I mean, queen b2 was mate, yeah? Queen b2 was just killing it. And he had like more than 10 seconds, so there was no need to play immediately.
I think he got nervous, man. I don't know what to say. I mean, the time
Yeah,
pressure
must
obviously
be.
got to them, but well,
Already last round, yeah?
yep, last round. I think it was supposed to be 6 rounds, but apparently not. Maybe it was on me. I don't know what happened. I'm watching Night Phoenix Thermal right now, and another interesting opening already. So he's just down a pawn.
How did that happen?
Well, he just suicided it. That's I don't know.
Oh no, but that's an actual opening. I mean,
Really
this exists.
interesting.
Yes, it's a bad opening, but it exists. Like, it's a gambit you're shown as a kid, this one. It's kind of, it's a thing. I mean,
I'm surprised there's no
E5.
name for it on chess.com though.
Whoa.
Wait. E5 in the push. Yeah, okay. So I guess he just
I don't
wins
understand
the pawn
any of
back.
those moves, but I don't know. Knight e5, there's queen e7, so it's not as simple.
Queen e7 and then okay, yeah, makes sense. But this knight is okay, he captured anyways. So
Yeah, I think it's a good choice because queen e7 will just go back, queen e4, bishop e2, and then you will get a lot of tempi by kicking that queen around. That's, I think, a quite good
except he
idea.
plays
Okay.
bishop to d6, which feels very unnatural to say the least.
Okay, position after knight f3 should be just lost already, I think, because, you know, we lost the control over the center, like, fully. A knight is on a5, e5 is threatening, bishop from c8 cannot be developed, so it's it doesn't look like a great situation for black here. So I think, yeah, he's having very good chances of making it 5 out of 5.
It does seem that way. And now he plays queen here, but now it's too late.
Right now, only Percival has chances of catching him, right? Because he didn't play the first game and then won the rest. So
we might need to see a tiebreaker even if Percival wins this one.
Yeah, then he will have to play the kind of rematch against Astrea, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And then if he wins that one as well, then they would have to play some sort of tiebreak.
Okay, well, that makes things still interesting. Of course, Percival needs to win this one to make things truly interesting. This game is already looking...
but they are now playing, yeah, against Astrea.
Oh, yeah, that makes it weird. Well, we'll figure it out later, I guess.
That's actually theory.
This is all theory so far? 10 moves.
I mean, bishop g4 isn't, but generally the structure and everything, yeah, it's quite well known. I think bishop g4 is not such a great move, but okay. Not a big deal, of course.
Yeah, pretty... Okay, just defends his pawn like that.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with this bishop on g4 is that it's probably gonna get kicked around a little bit, and also white still can castle long, and then some attacks with h4, h5, and so on might be coming in. So okay, but he goes for short castle, then we will have a long strategic kind of battle.
Bit of a passive game for sure so far. But this match is quite important for both players, I think. So they probably don't want to play anything too risky. Is there going to be boxing afterwards? No. I don't understand the boxing chess too much, where that came from.
I'm also not an expert on that.
Yeah, I can't imagine myself being a pro chess player and risking brain damage. That would be a poor choice.
No, I mean, none of the top players are engaging in chess boxing, obviously.
It would be hype if they did. I would watch. But is it worth it? Is the viewership worth brain damage?
Yeah, I don't like this d5 move.
What do you think is the
Maybe
weakness here for white?
no, just this e5 square you give, and like, okay, the only thing that's in white's favor is that you have this e4 square. So right now, knight e4 would be a very strong move because you kind of eliminate that blockade on d6. And playing f5 is possible, but of course does feel a bit weird because you're kind of trapping your own bishop. Bishop takes g3, be a good move.
Yes, he does that. So now the knight cannot go to that square that you want him to go to.
Yeah, but like that bishop was kind of the core of our position. So I understand that decision, but it's at least if it was there, it is very sad. Okay, you can try knight e5 now, being direct.
Knight e5, just put it on a nice square.
Yeah. Even after something like c4, I'm pretty sure that white is better.
4. Okay, he goes for knight e5 like you suggested. And I guess c4 is the next move for white to just keep that pawn safe.
Yeah, it would be natural at least.
And yeah, it's still like a fairly even game, I would assume. But white has I guess he has a passed pawn at this point, which is nice.
I mean, main the dark squared bishop, you know, that's really a very strong piece here.
But I guess he could just capture the pawn here and lose his pawn there, which would be unfortunate.
You mean bishop c5 or?
Well, I'm worried Percival might go for that.
Bishop c5 also runs into knight takes d3, queen d3, and bishop e2, losing the exchange. Might not be a big issue, but at least something to consider.
Yeah, it does seem like c4 would be the safe option. And it makes a lot of sense.
No, I'm pretty sure that c4 should be a better move than bishop c5.
But he... well, yeah, I thought he might go for it because... well, sometimes we make mistakes as amateurs, of course, but...
no, it's still a fine move.
I guess he's thinking after... well, another queen takes and... I guess bishop
Queen
just
d5,
goes back.
bishop d4, yeah. And now we are lucky that after bishop h3 we have bishop e4. That's important. Otherwise we would be in some trouble, but that's winning. So.
Yeah, I could see black holding out here though.
No, I mean the position's quite fine now, I believe. I mean, still there's knight d3, queen d3, bishop e2, so then actually black is even much better. Probably close to winning, actually.
I'm curious what Serral will play here actually, because Chad is recommending he just captures the bishop.
Yeah, which I think is clearly the best move because then we win the exchange now.
And what after capture? Win the piece exchange, or what am I missing actually?
I mean, bishop d4, if we take on d3, queen d3, bishop e2, you know, we would again get that exchange.
Yes. Okay, I missed that
On
completely
f1.
because I am bad. But that's not what happened, right, in the game?
No, it's not. He played rook d8, which is a kind of normal move, but kind of lets the white off the hook.
Yes, well, I'm glad to not be the only person who did not see the way to win the exchange. Chat is roasting Estrella for not seeing that either. But it can be tough sometimes.
No, I mean, it's not an easy thing to see.
This is what chess Twitch chat looks like. Yes. Just a bunch of 9 people roasting the players. I mean, these guys are not professional chess players; they're professional StarCraft players, so we can't expect to hold them to the highest standard. For all we know, the guy in the chat is 300 ELO, but he has the AI open. We will never know.
Yeah, that's true.
Pawn to b6. I guess he just wants to defend
Yeah,
his
I mean,
pawn.
it's just a calm game right now.
Percival is way up in time, though.
I just wanted to mention that Thermal, I think, only won his game in very quickly, so he is 5 out of 5.
But he's not guaranteed, right? If Percival... No,
Well, Percival wins this, and then we have to decide what we do with that first game that they didn't play, or like started playing and then was aborted.
We need them to finish.
But I think in case we get to that point, we kind of should replay that or make them play from that position, or at least something to, give Percival a chance to fight for the first place.
We need to make it exciting. Make Mark sweat a little bit. And I guess if Percival does tie with Mark, we could have them play tiebreaker. Or they can split the prize if they don't want to play more, which I can understand. Or we use head-to-hand so I win.
Usually what you do is you play the tiebreak and you split the prize money regardless of how the tiebreak goes. That's normally the way you would do it in top chess.
That's interesting. Okay, that definitely does not happen in StarCraft. So we have very different formats.
Because you have like because tiebreaks are quite rare for us, and usually people who basically we play for 2 weeks one tournament, and then we are tied, and afterwards half an hour tiebreak shouldn't count as much as the full 2 weeks before. So that's the logic behind saying, okay, we play the tiebreak to decide the winner, as is kind of normal, but nevertheless we still split the prize money, like 50-50.
That's nice. I guess we could do that here. Or we make it exciting. Or a little bit more exciting, I guess. I mean, I would let the players decide because it's ultimately up to them if they want to play more than they initially agreed to. So, but I think it would be nice to see who the champion is at least, so we could at least watch one more game.
I think they should play a tiebreak if we get to that point.
All this chess is melting my brain. Do you know how many hours you can practice or play chess before you just know you can't do it anymore? Like your brain just melts. Because I'm already at that point.
I don't know. I mean, I guess level drops after 5 hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours. I would guess.
Yeah.
Depends on what I'm doing. I mean, like, to the point that I start blundering pieces, it would have to be a long time. But for me to feel that I'm not as sharp as before and I'm starting to miss few things, that can happen relatively quickly.
Is that a problem when you play like classical chess tournaments, the fatigue?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, if you play lots of long games, it can become an issue. Also, like if you suddenly have a change in schedule and you don't manage to eat or sleep well, that can also affect your play for sure. Oh, Percival won a piece.
That is not good for Serral.
I mean, Rook d7, there's still f5, so it's not a full piece yet, but still a very good situation.
Wait, okay, I didn't see that one.
But it's not a good move to take that.
He played it instantly.
Yeah, but just queen d2. I mean, yeah.
Well. Yeah, it's kind of down a piece here. And do you have like a like a coach for those kinds of things, like keeping your mental? No.
No, it's something that you kind of get used to if you play a lot.
I know in esports there's sometimes like sports psychology coaches. I don't know if that's a thing in chess or not for some players.
No, we have it. Like, for example, when I worked with Gukesh for the World Championship, he did have a mental coach in preparation for the match.
Yeah, some players just opt not to do it. Personally, I don't do it either. Okay, pawn push here.
Yeah, but Queen F2 was a very bad idea, I
Yes.
believe, because now after F5 again, like if with Queen on D2 we could have played Rook D5, and then we would force the Queen to go to, let's say, F6 to defend the Rook on C3, and then we could unpin. But yeah.
Now he's. I guess he's just lost his piece. Back.
Yeah, I'm not fully sure because we have this option of going Rook D4, which is kind of sneaky.
To D4. It's kind of a tough position still.
Rook D4, Rook C8. And also there's F4 for white, which is interesting. But yeah, I guess here Rook C8. Rook C8. You need to keep the pin, but if we take on E4 here, then Rook D4 would win the game because of, then. Oh, F5 he went Rook takes A7. Okay, then black is back in the game.
So I guess he just decided that he was going to lose that piece and didn't quite see what you were seeing. How do we know?
Oh, Queen G5 blundered mate.
Queen G5.
Okay, that's over quickly.
Okay,
So
I did not see
actually,
what happened.
Percival won, so I think we should ask them to play another game, right? Like
we should have them
Percival
finish
and,
that game, right?
Astrea. Yeah, but how do we have them finish that game? I mean,
maybe they can just play out the moves until they get to the same position.
also at the same time, it's a little difficult now. Okay, we can try to set up similar.
Oh, thanks for the sub to Roddy, by the way. Yes, I think. Okay, so let me look at the standings first. So we have 5 out of 5 for Euthermal, and 4 out of 5 for Percival, 3 out of 5 for Seb, 2.5 out of 5 for Showtime. So Astrea didn't get to play, but that means one other person didn't get to play, right? Okay, and Percival.
Percival. Yeah, they both need to.
So they just need to play one.
Yeah, I mean, they played against each other right now, but they need to play another one.
So should we... I don't know if you know what the standard ruling is on this in chess, but should they play from the position that they had to leave from, or they just start a new game?
They should play from that position with that time, but I'm not sure.
With that time as well, yeah.
Easily doable.
Should we just... Okay, so it's only 5 rounds, Mark, but we need to have Astrea and Percival replay because their game got cooked for some reason. Do we remember the times? I asked the players. This is a tough... You're a chess champion? Not necessarily, though. If Percival wins his game against Astrea, then you're both 5 out of 5. Because Percival is only 4 out of 5 because he... Yeah, but we don't do head-to-head in chess, apparently. That's not how it works.
Wait, no, but if he beat Percival, he did?
Or is that how it works?
Then we are wrong on something. Wait.
Yeah, thanks for the raid, Roddy. Hello.
Ah, he actually did. No, someone else didn't play first round. Astrea and who? Like, who was the person that didn't play first round?
I have no idea. Maybe Goblin. I should have asked him.
Showtime, right? Goblin is Showtime?
Okay, Goblin played 5 games, so never mind. Was it Showtime who missed the match? No, Showtime played 5. So who else missed it? I guess I can just check everyone's profile. A Laser played 5 games, it seems. So who is our missing guy? Was it Seb?
I think Percival didn't.
Percival. Wait. So what's Percival?
Because he got... Wait. I'm very confused about this. So Percival.
Is this the game that got abandoned?
Yeah, Percival.
Percival played 5, no?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, but he somehow played a 6th one. That's what's confusing me. Like, he started against Austria, that got declined, but still they played 5 except for that one.
Yeah, that doesn't make...
So,
Wait,
but Austria, he also got 5, or he played 1 less? He's the only guy that got screwed.
He might be the only one. How is it possible for only one person to be screwed?
He's the one that got screwed, but he got a free point because he's the one that actually won the game that was aborted. He got the point for that. So here.
So is everything good at the end of the day, or?
I mean,
did somebody get
kind
screwed?
of. Austria got a free point. Ah, no, he didn't. No, he didn't, because it didn't count towards the tournament. So
But he should be 3 out of
Austria's-
5. If we just put him at 3 out of 5,
No,
is
he
that
should
correct?
be 2 out of. He should be 2 out of 4. He didn't play a 5th game. Yeah, that's.
Wait, so who does he play? Is there someone we can actually have him play?
Percival, actually. Yes, but I don't know why Percival got 5 games. So somehow only Estrella didn't get to play the first game, so we cannot really pair him against anyone.
Well,
No.
I don't even know what to do there.
Weird.
So
No, because
basically,
usually you have 2 people who didn't get the game, but here it's only that only Estrella didn't get to play 5 games, so
Australia just got screwed, and there's very little we can do about it.
yeah, I guess.
But Percival didn't actually play game 1. He got the 1-0 versus me. Oh, so Percival got a free win. Is that no? Against Australia? This one? Then we had timeout. Night Phoenix and Australia should play. They both missed first. Oh, Night Phoenix missed his match? Let me check. Ah, Night Phoenix only played 4.
Ah,
So
yeah,
then-
so then they should play. Yeah, but then they have to start from scratch. So they should play 1 game.
Okay, this is our final game, and this is perfect timing because we just got rated. Australia versus Night Phoenix, last game, and then we know the standings for sure. Let them play against Vincent for the last point. If anyone here beats Vincent, they can have the entire prize pool. I'm willing to make that bet. We should play a bit scan and make it fast. I'll let the players decide, but it should be rapid. But if you guys have to go or something, then yeah, make it blitz. You don't know if Vincent can hold the Latvian gambit. I would love to see Mark versus Vincent and just see how these ridiculous openings get crushed. I would like to see that personally, but okay, we're gonna watch Australia versus Night Phoenix for our final game.
Yeah. Well, they just have to agree on the time, I think. Everything that's above 5 minutes is fine. So decide.
Yeah, we'll let the players decide what the time is, but if you have plenty of time in the day, maybe go for rapid just to keep things fair. Okay, I need to make sure I have these standings saved so they don't forget it in case it disappears for some reason. But yeah, thank you to all the players who played today. And I don't even know what the prize pool split is yet, but we'll figure it out. We'll make sure most people get something.
Yeah, I mean, then we can congratulate Euthermal on his win, right? Because that's
Yes, he's our champion.
not affected by that. He's clear champion.
Euthermal's
And
recommending
also,
winner takes all.
Percival is clear second.
Yes.
Just for 3rd place, it might be a tie, but first 2 places are for sure.
So are they playing now? I think they... Okay, they're playing now, so I guess we can watch the last one. I don't know if you see it or not.
I will be there shortly.
Okay.
Just a second.
But we have the... I don't know how to
Right
even
now.
say this opening name.
It's
Niec
Rosolimo.
Metinov Roslimo.
No, this you can leave. It's called Rosolimo for us. Yeah.
Roslimo. I always like looking at these opening names, even though I don't know what any of them it really means. But it's just nice seeing all these different names.
D5 is unusual. Aha, okay, so they played 5+3. That's what they agreed on, apparently.
Whoa. Okay, he's sending it. Bishop there, of course. Now what? Do you just exchange everything?
Yeah, I mean, white has a nice position, taking that bishop. Now you should open up the center, ED5.
Develops his knight, but is there a counterattack?
Yeah, also fine.
Wait,
Oh,
okay.
C4 is not a good idea. I mean, ED, ED, and then something like rook E1, D3, Queen F3, all these kind of moves will be coming.
Yeah, it's gonna play out on the board here, so I don't have to show it, thank God. Well, I assume he will go for rook E1, because it feels very natural.
Yeah, also D3 is a very good move, I believe. Just, you know, trying to open up things. But you can include rook E1 anytime, I guess. That's doesn't really matter too much when you do it.
Play C3.
Yeah, sure. Okay, black has to play A6, otherwise it's anyway bad, but then it's probably completely over already if he doesn't go A6.
I'm a bit worried because...
Although, I don't know, maybe... Yes.
I'm worried for Knight Phoenix because he has played a lot of moves very quickly. At times making strange moves quickly. Okay, he plays A6 though, so he took his time for that one. So now this gets a little bit trickier for white. This trades. This very quick trade. It was all pre-moves. This feels
now we need to be smart as white to, you know, make the most of that pin. So you have Queen F3, Bishop G5. Yeah, Queen G4 also interesting option. Okay, maybe black has to accept that position is bad and play King F8. It's not a nice move to make, but I don't really see any options.
I somehow doubt he's going to play that. And
yeah, you are right. But now Queen D4 should be completely over. Like Queen D4, Knight F6, Bishop G5, position falls apart.
Did not play that move.
Knight G5 also
powerful.
Winning. Yeah. Okay, power of development we see here.
And what happens after pawn F6?
We can even just go back. At some moment, Rook E6 will come, and
Okay.
I mean, Rook E6 probably you can just go there and even sacrifice pieces. Fine.
H6 was played.
DC, H6 also. Okay, Queen D4. I still advertise for that move, but
trades.
He took also fine. No, I mean just Queen D4. Any move is winning the game. Yeah. Queen D4 is very strong.
Captures. I guess he can.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, black still can't castle, but at least if he would get King F8 in, he'd be kind of alive. But again, Queen D4 should kill. But nevertheless, some move like Rook AD1 should also give white a winning advantage. But it's just that then the game continues and there's, you know, A4. More chances to survive.
Plays back. I guess he's just threatening checkmate here.
Okay, Queen E6 is only move. Because if he defended otherwise, Knight D5 is coming.
Of course, he loses the pawn for that, and I feel, and I know my amateur players because I am an amateur player, and he will not want to do that.
It's, I mean, again, you know, we're talking about the position that's lost anyway. It's more about, yeah, now Knight D5 is just winning a piece.
Looking pretty good for Estrella, so I guess if Estrella wins, he would be 4 out of 5. No, 3 out of 5.
Maybe 3 out of 5 and tied for 3rd place.
Then do we do another tiebreaker is the question.
I think for third place, usually you don't. You just.
Wait, what am I looking at right now? Looking at the wrong game. Okay. Yeah, he plays knight to d5, so this is... Of course, you have to just admit that you lose a piece, and... I mean, I suppose with these time controls, you can play a piece down and try to hope for something.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, Astrea also, usually he's been playing very decent chess, so... If he keeps that up, the chances of him converting this advantage are very high, I would say.
I would definitely agree with that. Astrea has been very strong so far.
I mean, probably easiest just to go queen e5, trade off those queens, and...
Yeah, with the endgame.
A little less tricky.
It's always nice to just trade pieces when you're up in material and play that winning endgame. Makes things simple. And yeah, Astrea is going to do that. Yes, Astrea is also at 3 if he wins, Seb. So you guys will be tied. Astrea just blitzing out moves now, because he kind of doesn't have to calculate much at this point. So it's easy for him to just play the simplest moves. It's hard to make tricks when there's just no pieces on the board. Okay, even...
Yeah, knight f5, he also found that one, so then it's completely over. Knight d6, yeah. That's it. Over.
That is it. Will he fight on? Nah.
Yeah, like even the last rook will be exchanged, he's really... Okay.
That's the tournament then. I thought it was going to be 6 rounds, but it was kind of 6 rounds at the end of the day. Let's call it 5.5 rounds. But yeah, thank you for joining me, Vincent.
Sure,
I hope you enjoyed the games.
As always. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of just the StarCraft 2 players? Like, are you like surprised at how strong some of these players are? Or are you disappointed even?
Yeah. No, for sure I'm surprised. I mean, it's, you know, I'm like, if you would do the same thing, I don't think you would find as many chess players who are that decent in StarCraft, at least not that I know of. But yeah, no, I mean, they are, like, no one has been playing badly. Some of them, of course, you know, blundering more, making more mistakes, but overall it was really yeah, surprisingly decent level.
That is good to hear. Yeah, is there anything you'd like to say to just, the Twitch chat viewers? What are you going to be doing, like, tournament-wise this month? Anything exciting?
I'm going to Grenke in a few days. That's actually the biggest tournament in the world. I think we are at nearly 4,000 participants registered, so that's kind of crazy.
Wow.
So that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be freestyle, so yeah, that's more or less it. Then I will again have a small break, maybe go for a training camp and so on. But in May, the big tournaments will start again for me. So right now, yeah, Grenke will be very important, and then May again.
Wasn't that Latvian opening the Grenk? Is it a different Grenk, or is that the same? Maybe we need to learn about the history.
No, that's Greco is a chess player, and Grenke is a sponsor, like a company that's sponsoring chess. It's not the same thing.
So fortunate. But yeah, we'll definitely be excited to watch you play some freestyle. I mean, you've been playing really well in freestyle lately, so you just won the freestyle tournament today.
Yeah, but okay, that was online and 3+2, so pretty different format, but still, yeah.
But yeah, we'll be looking forward to seeing you there. And yeah, just thank you for casting, and we'll see you in the tournaments.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you, Vincent.